Spring forward, fall back. Spring forward, fall back. These familiar phrases are used every March and November when the United States observes daylight saving time. Daylight saving time has been a debated topic for years, but with the Sunshine Protection Act being proposed in 2023, the Congress is considering whether the back and forth switching from standard to daylight saving time is worth the cost versus benefits that are gained. The continual flip-flop is worth reevaluating. Although we have been on daylight saving time for a long time and it has worked, the benefits of being only on daylight saving time is greater for the personal and communal health and well-being. What is daylight savings time? It's the changing of the clock by 1 hour in March and November to maximize the amount of sunlight in a day. The period between March and November is daylight saving time. The other 4 months is called standard time. When, where, and why do we have daylight saving time? It started on March 31st, 1918 as a wartime effort. It was to save an hour's worth of fuel of gas and oil. This was implemented nationwide. The myth is that daylight saving time was started for farmers. However, energy saving is a myth. In the article, daylight saving time is actually a good thing. It says, farmers, contrary to the strange and completely false belief that daylight saving time was created for them, actually despise it. Their schedules are entirely run by the sun rather than the clock. So when everybody else changes their clocks, it throws a wrench into their day. Tasks like harvesting have been done with the sun's position. Daylight saving time is not only failing to fulfill its original purpose, but is also physically hard on our bodies to gain and lose an hour of sleep. According to the website procon.org, changing sleep patterns even for 1 hour goes against a person's natural rhythms and has negative consequences for health. An increase in heart attacks and cluster headaches, sudden debilitating headaches are 2 of these consequences. My nephew, who has autism, has his schedule thrown off and is very affected and upset by it for several weeks. A drop in productivity because of the time switch also makes the Monday after daylight saving time called Sleepy Monday. Negative and physical effects are not the only problems with switching back and forth. There is an increase of car accidents from switching to daylight saving time. Not only would there not be as many accidents from switching back and forth, but studies have also shown that staying on daylight saving time would make the lighting better during rush hour times and therefore safer for pedestrians. There are also benefits to staying on daylight saving time. Having an extra hour of sunlight in the afternoon promotes active living. Activities like walking, sports, and barbecues are encouraged, and there is less TV and video games. It's also good for the economy. More shopping, uses of gas for the 8 months of the year is what we use right now with switching from daylight saving time and standard time. But if we were on daylight saving time only, all year we would have the more productive gas and shopping hours. Conversely, there's an argument that kids will be going to school in the dark. The 2 main points is that waking up in the dark can be extremely hard for kids and adults. Also, there's a potential for kids having to wait at bus stops in the dark, which could be a safety hazard. Nevertheless, there are more benefits to staying on daylight savings times than the continual flip-flopping from back and forth. Let's review the main points and why we should stay on daylight saving time. Switching between daylight saving time and standard time is no longer for the economy we live in. Daylight saving time efforts are more than just a 2-day event. The cost of switching outweighs the good of staying only on daylight saving times year-round. Although we have switched from daylight saving time to standard time for so long and it has worked, the benefits of being on daylight saving time only outweigh and are greater for personal and communal health and well-being. The Sunshine Protection Act that is being proposed in 2023 is a solution to the problem for the flip-flopping between daylight saving time and standard time. Do you guys have any questions?
Do other parts of the world also participate in the daylight saving standard time, going back and forth?
Because of how the Earth is tilted on its axis, not all countries participate in daylight saving times the same way. So countries closer to the equator have a more equal amount of sunlight in their day, so they don't have to use daylight savings time because they already have a maximum amount of available sunlight.
Well, how about in the United States then? Are all the states on daylight savings time?
All the states except for Hawaii and Arizona are on daylight savings time currently. If there are no further questions, that's all.